Holy moly. All right. Good morning. Good morning. We are back at it. The final day, final episode of this Bellanoir Libero breeding. Breeding experiment, I guess we'll call it. We got our two pals that are continuously our two perfects that we got, and a bunch of eggs, 20 eggs. So right before stream, I was able to somewhat organize my pal box because it was a mess, and I've started on working on the army that has to be ready for tonight. The battle Ryu. So, but we need to go over what happened with this. So let me find because I think I may have lost. Oh, here it is. Duh. All right. So when I woke up this morning, the first hey, good morning, welcome. What is up? First thing this morning, I got up and I had 20 eggs there, so I just quickly hatched them just to kind of see what would happen. I wasn't really expecting much. I wasn't expecting an alpha to hatch, but we got lucky. In the first 20 eggs from these two parents, we got this bad boy right here. We have an alpha pal, 91 attack, 88 defense, 30 on HP, but we're just gonna stout fruit that up. Now we don't have to continue this breed. Once we got this one, or once we get this power fruited up and HP fruit full out, we're gonna then max out these two. That way we have these to use to breed for anyone that joins the server. Any friend that starts playing the game. So yeah, so the hardest part by far was the hatching of the male Bellanoirs. It was definitely the thing that added the most time to the specific breed. So with that being said, with a normal pal like that isn't a legendary, that has breeding pass, cross breeding pass, stuff like that, if you're working with Anubises, you're working with your base pals, stuff like that, Lazamites, things with cross breeding potential, you don't really have to worry about it. Though there are a handful of pals out there that do have the skewed ratio, whether it's male or female. The worst are by far the Elizabeth and the Bellanoir, with the female and the male ratio. I know like Knockham has like a bit of a ratio too, not as bad, but something to keep in mind when you are breeding. So maybe if you are planning on breeding a ton of or all of the breeds, if you're planning on going through them systematically and breeding a bunch, you might want to put these to the end, or maybe just do them first, just get them out of the way, that way you don't ever have to worry about them, and the rest are just going to be super quick. I feel like in a day and a half, 1 to 2 gaming sessions, maybe, if you play on a dedicated server, or if you leave your norm game running, so you're constantly laying eggs and just periodically either putting eggs in chests or hatching them from time to time, you can easily max out just about any pal, no problem. Things that I learned during this process that have changed from the first two guides that I made. One thing is that's super surprising is that it doesn't seem like you can now breed all the way down to blanks. A little bit concerning because at one point or prior to this the newest patch, we could essentially catch any two pals as long as they were male and female, and with just those two you could essentially build all the way to 100% without any need to go out and catching or hunting for pals that have specific passives or high IVs or anything like that. You literally could start from any two random pals and you could generate you could farm the passives outside of the ones that were like unique, of course, like Flame Emperor, Earthen Emperor, stuff like that, right? Outside of those, like unique legends, stuff like that, lucky, you can essentially build from scratch anything, right? So one of the big processes in that was breeding all the way down to blanks, because it allowed you to breed out passives in order to continue to farm or develop better breeding pens with better parents that will give you better production of random passives. Because back in the day, it doesn't seem to be the case as much now, but when you paired three passives together, it would like if you had a pal, a parent that had three passives with a pal that had zero, the RNG that was produced from the three passives, for some reason, I found out on a Reddit post, and through experimenting after that, I realized it was the truth. Is that somebody had identified that you have the most variety of passives to spawn randomly through your offspring if either parent had three passives. So the suggestion that they had given is do not breed with parents of three passives, because it's going to make it a lot longer before you get your perfect passive. So always breed down till you have two passives on each parent, right? But I thought I kind of thought outside the box, and I was like, well, I can use that mechanic to generate more passives. So I would breed one of the parents down to where it was a blank, and then three passives would be on the opposite parent. Any random three passives. It didn't have to be the three passives that I needed. It literally could be any three passives, even three red passives. It would generate. You'll start seeing a bunch of pals start to hatch. With one will come with an artisan randomly, one with ferocious, one with musclehead, and before you know it, with some patience, you will hatch basically every a pal with every single passive that you need. So if you're going for something like a base works like a Anubis like handiwork build, you'd go like artisan, serious, work slave, and maybe workaholic, or conceited, in order to get the most work speed out of them, right? And all those you can literally generate through that process of pairing a parent that has three passives versus one that didn't. But now we're not able to breed all the way down to get a passives, where they just don't randomly spawn like before, where you could put two pals with four passives each. It given a lot, 100, maybe 100, 200 eggs, you might get three or four that were just randomly blank with no passives. And as soon as you got at least one without a blank, the rest of the breeding process was super fast and super easy. Doesn't seem to be the case now. What I've noticed, because I was out leveling up my pals for my army for Bellanoir Ultra, I saw these ninjas and I was like, oh man, I want to breed one of these guys up so that they, this guy's got like a pretty sweet dragon mask and this one's got a sweet ninja mask. I want to, max one of these guys out eventually. So I started catching and looking out for pals that had high IVs with the goggles on, just so I could make it easier for whenever I decided to go to it, right? I had something to start with. And I started sorting my PAL box, and I realized that a bunch of them, or a couple of them, came without passive, like blanks. Where's the blank right here? Where is it? Another blank right there. So I was like, whoa. So blanks do come in the game still, but you can't get them through breeding anymore. It's like maybe indirectly some of the changes with this update made it so that that's just not a possibility because of all the additions of all the new pals and all the values. Maybe the odds of hatching a blank are so astronomically low now that it seems like it's impossible due to the addition of all the pals. That could be something, or maybe it was just an actual thought up change of the developers, because I think, you know, in a creature catching game, you should, like, even if you're breeding, you should have an aspect of the fun of going out and hunting down pals. Like, we got the goggles for a reason, right? So like when you're out here and you're going and you're hunting and you're like, man, I need to find a blank, even if it's just I need a blank, it gives you that ability to fly around and experience this world, for one, which is something that the developers spend a lot of time crafting, right? And it is beautiful, so it kind of develops that different. Whoa, is that? Well, that's fine. Am I going over by my base over here? Yeah. Is that glitch? But what I'm saying is that like it kind of forces you out of your base. You're not like stuck staring at screens while breeding, which can be an unintended or a very boring part of the breeding process. So that is one of the big conclusions that I found from this breeding experiment, is that massive change has happened intentionally or not. So breeding down to blanks is a lot harder. Now you're going to have to go out and catch them in order to breed pals down. Like, is it with a it still looks like you can use the passive to breed out unwanted passes like you used to. You just can't breed the blank now. So that's something to keep in mind, because that is something that I talked about in those first two guides. So that's kind of one of the biggest things that I noticed in this experiment. Another burn down my own freaking base. The next biggest conclusion, thing that was the most shocking, well, not really shocking, because shocking one of the biggest things that I confirmed, I guess you could say, is that I initially, in my advanced guide, I really went into depth in how in my belief or just my experience through breeding, that I've noticed that predominantly, not 100%, not even 80 or 70, but like around that like 35 to like 45-50% of the time, the passives that are on both parents tend to pass to either offspring. So out of 100 eggs, you know, anywhere between 35 to 50 of those eggs, you're gonna, even if the passives that you don't come, that you're wanting to happen, you will see that the passives or the IVs from the mother drop from the attack passes from the mother, and the HP and defense passes from the dad. It's something that a few people had messaged me or had let me know that, like, you know, that's wild, or that there's no reasoning behind that. And I'm like, the only thing that I'm going by is what I see. And so one of like the mini experiments within this was that I took, where's Big Dad? My first pal. So I was kind of like actually forced into trying this, or put into this situation where I was going to do this this strat, right? Or I had to put this to the test. Sorry, do this mini experiment. Sorry, my train of thought is all over the place. So my first male, because Bellanoir's male hatch rate is so low, the first male came with the opposite stats that I like to value when selecting parents. So normally I would throw this male out and not even bother using him. But because he was the first male that I got that that was somewhat, oh no, I think, yeah, this was the first male. No, this is the totally first male I had to work with this one to kind of get the rest of the party going, right? And so I decided, well, I'm going to pair you up with, where's the one that I chose? I have it somewhere. I chose, oh no, I used Libby first. And in Big Daddy. And at the beginning, I was seeing 47 and 23 being passed down. And I was seeing 82 were the most common numbers that I was seeing in the first like 150 eggs. So I was like, oh my God. So then all of my eggs were garbage. Like every stat that I needed was reversed. And I was like kind of panicking, but I was like, even though this combination like isn't optimal, there is a smaller percentage that it will hatch something that mutates or has that RNG effect where you get different numbers or random numbers instead of the ones that were on your parents. So I was like, fingers crossed, I just have to hatch a crap ton of eggs and eventually I will hatch a male that has the higher HP and higher defense stats, and then the females with the higher attack. And that's what that was the first episode. So yeah, so that one wasn't as aggravating. It took a while, but eventually we got to where's that? Let me bring him over. This was the first sorry about that, my little guy. Ollie. Hey. So these weren't, but from here on were all the parents that I ended up breeding from that first parent. And so like the first one, it took a while before I got like one of these, something like that. But and I the entire time I had Big Daddy, and I had swapped Big Daddy out for this one or one of the ones with the higher attack. I don't know, higher HP and defense, just to kind of thoroughly test. Like I wanted something that was like high. So I found another one, another female that was high HP and high defense instead of the attack, and just kind of did the opposite. And I let that one go forever. And the first pair that I got generated the rest of these pens. So it generated 3 more pens in the time that this one didn't do anything. So I ended up retiring these, or Big Daddy, and then I ended up hatching another one, ended up using that. So this has ended up roughly being the pals that I used for IV. So at the end of the IV breeding phase, this is roughly what I had in every pen. I had a better dad. Somewhere around here he is. I got them all jumbled up. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, it was quite the success. By far my best breeding pen or combo was this one, where the male had 9988 and the female had 98. Now, at the beginning, I wouldn't care about if this female didn't have a good HP and good defense stats. Likewise with the male, if this had like 0 on attack, I wouldn't care less, because I'm trying to develop better breeds, right? And as I hatch more, you just sub them out. That's just pretty much the name of the game. As soon as I got a better male from the one that I had from Big Daddy, I subbed him in, and etc. And then this male came, and this male came, etc. Until these two came. And eventually I was able to put the best that I could. From there, I started to just grab, let me go back somewhere around here. Basically, I let them breed until I just farmed out the passives, because just naturally through RNG, a random passive will come. So every single time that I saw a Siren of the Void, Oh no, wait, I almost made a mistake with Siren Overweight, but I'll talk about that in a second. But every single time I saw a Ferocious, a Musclehead, or a Serenity, I would just lock that pal and then keep it aside that I might potentially use it. That's why I have so many of these locked. I didn't unlock them because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like at the very end, before I do all my condensing and unlocking, and getting rid of everything except for these two, right? Because these are the only two outside of Bella that I'm going to use going forward. Oh no, I'm actually going to swap out Bella for this one. I'm going to rename this one Bella and put her in instead. Actually, let's do that right now. Because she has earned it. And so that's basically the name of, oh, that's basically how I started. I always go with my biggest approach, which is, or my biggest piece of advice is do IVs prior to passives. And that gave me better outcomes when it came to the pals that I could use, right? So at first we had to get what we got, right? Something random with Siren of the Void, Sadist, Nimble, but always looking to make sure that we only lock. In this stage, you're going to be super tempted, okay, to lock pals that have the passives that you want to breed, like, to breed with, but have terrible passives. So you have to like really reframe yourself. As you can see, there's a ton of these that are really good passive wise and have one of the passives that we need. And I kept them just because you might need them in the future. You might be able to pair them up. So keep them, because you never know, right? At the very last step, or something might happen where you're like, oh man, and it might actually end up saving you a ton of time in the end. So I definitely recommend doing that. What did I make on me? Interesting. That's the one I'm going to give to Wicked. But anyways, so yeah, so after going through that horrendous journey of getting to this point where I had farmed out the passives, it was now trying to, the most difficult part of this process was something that was self-induced, because had I really thought it through before I chose this pal, I would have chose a pal that had a 50% hatch rate for both male and female. The hardest part was definitely the fact that Bellanoir, definitely for me, it felt like 1 to 3%. Most wikis and stuff show 5% hatch rate for males. So on top of having to have that 5% hatch rate for a male, I was also waiting for when that did hatch, it also had to hatch the passive that I needed, or the combinations of passives that I wanted, on top of the IVs passing too. So I was basically trying to thread 3 needles in order to get that perfect pal. So the choice of the pal totally made this experiment extremely more difficult. I went a little bit loopy last night until the first perfect hatched. But the one thing that made it worth it, to where I was getting basically workable perfects, because like I could have, in that one stage, like I said, you have to have the discipline to pass up on the pals that are going to bait you into using them, because they're just going to breed your IVs lower. So you just have to kind of just hold your guns and wait for the right one to come. When there is no male 5% hatch rate, it never was a factor for me. I've never even noticed it, right? Because there's different techniques that you can have, right? So let's say I were to put, let's say I committed, I was like, because I was in this situation with the males, right? Let's say I found, let me find a male. I kept some males around so I can use as an example. These are condensers. This is a male. No, I need a male with mediocre stats. So essentially, you're going to get situations when you don't have to worry about the male hatch rate, where you're going to have a male, one of the two sides of your parents aren't going to have the greatest stats. So you might have something where the dad has like 68 HP and then like 84 defense and then like 13 attack. The female might have 94 attack and then like 56 HP and then like 76 defense, right? When you put those together, there is a possibility that you're going to get a mutation or RNG is going to kick in and you're going to end up getting a better set of passives. And it might be the male passives. You might get lucky and all of a sudden one of the hatches and a male hatches with 99 HP and 89 defense, right? But all the other ones are just pure crap. All of a sudden, now you have a male with one of the passives or two of the passives that you want and has great IVs. Now you can swap them into your breeding pens that where to replace one of the males that isn't as good as that one. And slowly and surely you can kind of flip-flop when you have two parents. One parent doesn't have the greatest IVs, but one has good IVs. Depending on how it hatches, you might be able to still salvage that pair, that combo. With Bellanoir Libero, I couldn't really use that technique, so it made it a little bit more difficult, a little bit more RNG based and time consuming, but through the patience, we ended up with a much better situation. This morning, like I said, the first 20 eggs that we hatched, this one came like 5th or 6th or something like that. Perfect passives. It's got really good attack passives, really good defensive passives. It's got mediocre HP passives, but we can use a power fruit to boost that up. It's only going to cost me 1 power fruit, 1 stout fruit, and then 7 vitality fruits or vital fruits or whatever, right? And then that's essentially a perfect pal. Once I complete that, just because I want to have her as perfect as I could get in my party, I'm then going to use power fruits to fully max out my breeders. So these ones right here are gonna, when I'm done with them and I finish farming, I'm gonna have them at 100 for both on both parents, at all 3 stats. Just because in the future, if I need to make something, like if some of my friends start playing or people start joining the server and they join the clan and I need to breed one, the likelihood of a perfect pal to hatch from these two will just increase exponentially. Like, these are decent passives, like, but they're not the best. But but once I boost these up, these are going to be the best breeding pair that I have, actually. And yeah, and that brings me to that kind of covers the arduous journey of the passive section, right? And the conclusions that I gained from there, that it was a little bit more difficult because I wasn't able to that's another factor. I wasn't able to hatch a blank with Bellanoir. So my only option, theoretically, is to go kill Bellanoir Libero over and over again in hopes that one of the eggs that I caught came out as a blank, because I don't know if even that might have, if that's affected by the whole hatching of blanks. I don't know if that counts as the same as going out and catching a wild pal, if it still has the same RNG to generate a passive like it is out in the world. But either way, I may have been screwed and not even be able to actually hatch a blank. So that made that section a little bit more difficult, which is in the first time ever. I wasn't able to get perfect pairs like this. I was able to catch, well, that's a lot. I was able to get perfect pairs like this, but they were all females. And no males kept popping, right? So that would have been alleviated had I done a different pal. So I had to do some unconventional like forcing. So I had like 3 pens going on where I was trying to mix like something like this, like a musclehead dainty eater with a serenity, in hopes to get a musclehead serenity. Or I would get like something that's like let me find something. See, like this, something where I was forced to put like a ferocious with like a serenity, like this. Like, even though, imagine they were like alternate, right? Like, I was forced to actually put like couples together, combos together that I normally wouldn't. I would have the patience to use a blank and wait until I got a male with serenity, a female with musclehead, a female with the siren of the void, and then another male with ferocious, right? And then from there, pair those up until I had them hatch a pair there where they had 2 passives on them, right? So eventually I got to this stage, right? So they would hatch these types. I couldn't do that with this one, so it was another aspect to the changes that have happened since the update that I'm gonna definitely put in this updated guide, breeding guide. So that was something good to keep in mind. But whereas in the past, before this update, when I would mix like a 3 passive like this with like a 1 passive in hopes to get, or like one of these like this, for example, it would take so much longer for it to actually hatch me something that was workable. It seems to like that time has gotten less. So the forcing, maybe forcing of combos that you may not think of or want to put together might actually be a good tactic now, because it seems like it's not as long to get a workable offspring from that kind of parent, right? Something like this, a musclehead ferocious with a siren of the void, right? So let's say these are both a male and a female, right? You can actually put these together, and you have you're not going to wait as long to actually get that perfect one to come out, which is how I actually got my first perfect to come, which was, I think, Wicked's. Where's Wicked's? Veils or Wicked's? No, it was this one. So this one just kind of hatched randomly. With the first one, I was like insane, and then after that, oh no, wait, no. What happened was, this male hatched first. That once I hit that, then this one hatched, and it just became a matter of time before something like this hatched, right? So it's one thing that it did confirm is that it is so important to get to this stage where you have breeder parents with just 2 passives on each one. And then on top of that, yeah, getting the IVs all the way up to 100 with power fruit if you can't physically breed it all the way up, or, you know what I mean? If you're just happy to get it to where they're like 80 in all of them, because you're just going to throw a couple power fruit and stout fruit on there and call it a day, right? So depending on what you want to do, right? So it definitely confirmed that this is by far the best grouping that you're going to get. It is much faster than before. Already since then, like I said, this is the 4th one. No, the 3rd one that came from this pairing, because we did remember me and King were on last night, and after I got that first one on and we had put these to hatch, and there was just like maybe 1 or 2 eggs that have hatched, I went around and hatched all the Bellanoir Libero eggs that we had left over just to see what would we get. And then just randomly one of those extra eggs ended up hatching one of these. So there was, that might have, yeah, either way, 3 of them came from this pair, and then 1 random from all the pairings and couplings that I had put together from one of those pens. one of them actually randomly luckily spawned a good one. Along the way, we also had some really good bait pals to hatch. Where's a good one? This was a good one right here, because Sadis is still an attack passive, right? So, you know, Serenity, you don't have, you know, we're sacrificing that cooldown reduction. I could have easily, and this was like maybe a 3/4 of the way, I could have easily just said I'm done and moved on, and said I got my semi perfect close enough and moved on with my life, right? So that is something that you're gonna experience. You're gonna catch pals that are gonna really distract you from in all aspects of the breeding, from when you're trying to get down to where you have 2 males and 2 females where they're just singles like this. They're gonna be pals are gonna hash like, oh, I'm just gonna use that one, and you have to refrain, and then make sure that if you get like this one, a Serenity, make sure that at the very least on the females, you have good attack passives. It's a bonus if the HP and the defense stats are good as well, but that's the only thing that I think you should focus on until you start hatching ones from those offsprings that have good stats in all of them, and then replace the those parents with a male and a female that you hatch that have great IVs and the same passives as their parents. That way you can just generate better offspring, and eventually through that process you'll end up getting to the end. So you're going to get baited the entire way from this point, trying to get to this part, trying to get to here, and then trying to get to your final pal. You're going to get things like this. So you really have to have some discipline if you really want to get to that end, and you have the perfect pal, right? Like, I still need discipline in this, right? Because I have this pal, I still have to have the discipline to go out and farm all these, just continue to farm so I can buy all the stout fruit, right? And all the passes, and get this guy actually up to 100. I could be lazy too and say, it's good enough, and move on with my life. And that's just something that I have to have discipline to say, you know what? It's really not going to be that much harder to just spend a couple more hours to farm the fruit that I need to be 100 in all of those, and just literally be perfect as an alpha pal every step of the way. So discipline, like always, is going to be massive when breeding. And then the process of going through, I still think IVs, then passives, then alpha pals, because that should be the order that you should go with, because I feel like you end up with quality product, so that you have to use less stout fruit at the end, unless you're just unless you're just wanting to get to it and you don't care, and you're not going to keep your parents, and you're just like, I just want to get one to pop, and then I'm just going to stout fruit it, I'm going to never do it again. Then I can understand not mattering and just going passive straight to the end, and then just stout fruiting up so you can cut some steps out. I definitely understand that. But if you really wanted to min-max it, and then just make it the most efficient way the entire process, then I would recommend doing it this way, in that order. I say that because yesterday or the day before, I'd stumbled onto a channel, Power World Fanatic. I watched more videos on my off time and while I was hatching eggs yesterday, and man, he does a lot of good work. He's been putting some time in when it comes to breeding and experiments. His series where he answers, is it even worth maxing out? He's got, like, I want to say it, if not half or more of the pals that he's literally from, like, just Chicopee on. You know, he's like, is it worth? He breeds them out to 100, right? So he knows what he's talking about. And he thinks that passives, then IVs, and I'm assuming everybody's going to choose to do alpha last, because it's just a random RNG proc, right? So once you have your parents set to where like they're 100 and 100, eventually they're gonna hatch an alpha as well, and then eventually the alpha and the perfect are gonna come. So it's just the easiest thing to look for, right? Because if you try to do it at the beginning, if you put two alphas, doesn't mean that increases the likelihood that the offspring are gonna be alpha, right? Because it doesn't matter if the parents are alpha, you're not going to use them again, or you're just going to keep alternating, swapping them out. So it just make it so much more painful. So I would never do alpha pal first. But yeah, that's what I'm assuming he would think. I am going to do another video, or I'm going to do another experiment where I am going to test breeding something simple like a freaking I don't know, a rush boar. I'll do like a cognito and a night third ear. I'll just do those two. And I'll breed one where I do passives, then IVs, then alpha, and then I'll time it. I'll just kind of like estimate how many eggs. I'll actually calculate, and I'll keep track of all the eggs that I use and etc. In comparison to when I do it, and I'll do it the other way, my way, and then I'll just breed passives or IVs first, and then to see which one truly is more efficient, or if it really is. You know what? I might be kind of leaning a little bit of maybe a hybrid version of that, where you can breed for passives and then use maybe some power fruit in the middle somewhere in your breeder parents to get you up to where you're getting better offspring, so that you don't have to use, 10 fruit per stat on a perfect that you hatch, just because it's got like 17, 12, and 32 as their IVs, you know what I mean? So there might be a little bit of like some theory crafting there where that could work, where a combination of both. So that could be also a conclusion from that next video. But yeah, I'm definitely going to put that to the test. But yeah, and now what other stuff? I feel like I'm missing a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. In this kind of like stream, it's more kind of serving as for me to kind of like get it all out, because after the stream, I'm going to start working on the script and the layout and the video for my breeding guide. That'll come over the next few days, however long it takes me to do that. And then I'll start, over the next few days, I'll probably just do my episodes on my streams. Will be my breeding my army for Plasma Ryu Ultra. God damn it. I am determined to get myself the two rarest items in the game legit, without exploits or nothing. I already got one. We fell ass backwards into this one, and we ended up getting the Witch's Crown. We literally mid-fight, when her second phase popped, we're like, oh yeah, we're not getting this. This is a wrap. And we still got it with 14 seconds left. So we ended up getting half of my challenge, my personal challenge, completed. And then right after that, we were riding a high off of that, and we thought, yeah, let's take this Yormantide army and let's go kick Norm Ryu's ass, and we'll finish the day strong. And we got embarrassed. Pretty sure that's like 3 or 4 streams back, where it was like it was titled like my army versus Bellanoir Libero, and we did it with me, Wicked, and Vale. It was quite the situation. But yeah, yesterday on stream, me and the boys were hanging out, and we kind of developed some good strategies for this army that we're gonna start breeding today. We actually started breeding yesterday. We got a bunch of eggs there. We got some eggs up there. Had every single egg in here full, but I needed to hatch some of the rest of these eggs right here. So I didn't have any more Libero eggs, except for these ones that are holding me, that I'm just kind of holding. So I guess the last step, I'm just going to quickly... Oh, no, wait. I'm not going to condense any of these pals just yet. I'm going to leave these as is. I'm just going to sort them down. I'm not going to really sort them. I'm just going to move them down so I can have the room, and then that way, because if I need to use them as for examples in the video, I'll have them readily available. And so we'll just do some chores, and I guess we'll do that real quick. We'll start working on this army. So far we have one full page of 4 passives, 4 attack passives. And I've got them all ranked 1. I'm gonna go with 1 full page of frost ions, and I'm gonna rank up all the way as high as I can before tonight. Hopefully 3, because I got so many hegs. And then I have, this page is like half 4 passives and the rest are like 3 passives. And I'm going to use 2 pages that are just going to be like my subs for this page for when they start going down. And then these I think are potential parents that I kind of locked to be able to breed. I don't need to have so many pens going. I don't think I'm going to set up any more. I think I have the production, the capacity where I need it. So now today, because I have everything that I need for my first 3 pages, I'm going to unlock all these because I've reached the capacity that I need. We got a full breeding base to go get eggs from. And then everything here, we're just going to condense into the first page. And if we get lucky and we can complete all of them to rank 4, then even better. And then I'm going to breed as a backup Anubis. That's going to be my pal that I'm going to switch in. So then I'm going to switch. I need a full page of attack Anubis, something that I haven't bred. All I have when it comes to Anubis are here, and they're all work-based. Oh, it's got Earth Emperor. I kept one around with Earth Emperor and a half decent. You know, I'm gonna keep this guy. I'm gonna use this guy as a breeder. Okay, cool, sweet. I can use that once I can. So, but I'm actually going to do some crossbreeding on this one. Because I already have... Wait, I looked at this up. Let me figure out... When was it that I'm going to go... Oh, yeah. I'm going to go Loop Moon and Helzifer. So, where's my Loop Moon? I have a ferocious, and a blank. Oh! Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have a male blank, and then I think I have a male and a female Helzifer that I bred that were attacked. That's a male. Male. Wait. Did I not? No way. Oh, wait. You know what? I probably have it just deployed in a base. I was like, I swear I always try to keep a male and a female. And I'm pretty sure I kept the male and a female, a perfect one of those. Might just have it deployed. Oh. These are really good transporting. So I like to use those in a pinch when I need transporters when I'm out of Anubis. So hopefully... Oh my goodness. Oh, don't have one here. This is the only other base that I would have. Did I lose it in the reset or in that server crash? No. I must have just messed it up and thought I had a male and a female. I sometimes do get ahead of myself. No, I only have my perfects here. Darn. Okay, so we have two options. Because we have more than one loop. We wait for night cycle. And in the meantime, we're gonna pair up out of the two. So this one, right? Have the better male style. This one. Not that much, but it's for the army, so long they're okay. So we got this bad boy. And we're gonna pair it with a female. We're gonna go with this female because it's got 82. So it's got the better. Oh, wrong button. And we'll let these guys breed, and hopefully I have a pen to use. Second floor, we have a pen. I tied it up. I emptied all the chests to make sure that we don't have any eggs to spare. Random. I'm gonna laugh. There's eggs in here. Oh, no, I'm pretty sure I went through every chest, even though I felt like I was going crazy going through all of them. Yeah. Where's... All right, so we'll put these two guys together, and hopefully, because all the passives are the same, we might get lucky. We're just gonna force it with these two in the meantime. And then we'll do a little bit of chores. We'll go look at our production farm. It was literally like 3 days there where I really got behind on everything else. Hey, where are you going? Fly around. What are you doing? You're a flyer. You can fly over things. Good gravy. This AI sometimes. Good lord. Okay, so there's enough beaks in there. We don't need that. I think we'll. We don't need. We'll use this one to store the cake for this floor. Oh, there's only one left there. Okay. And now we'll let those breed, and then we'll get to our chores. So let's go make sure we have no gaps anywhere so we can accidentally. Okay, we need to plug the hole. We need to plug the hole. Okay, plug the hole with these bad boys. So we need 2 of these. We need to plug the Helsifer and the Loot Moon hole. We'll sort this later. Just to stop the bleeding. Then we'll go back here and get our pals for our party. Okay. Now, let's get loaded up. Okay, so I need my rockets, my laser rifle. What am I rocking right now? Oh, my grenades. Forgot I am rocking the grenade launcher. It is pretty fun because I just got the blue one. But we're going to put that there. I don't think we'll need this. Actually. Let's grab our keys. Just in case we need that. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Sort. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's put these back in. Let's hatch all these eggs and then go get all the eggs from the other base. Then hatch all those eggs first. And condense. We're just condensing. The Frost Stallion army is basically finished. We just gotta rank everything up. This will just be the first army because yeah, we were discussing on stream yesterday, and King brought it up to my attention that I had quite the oversight when I selected the PAL for my army. I was just oh my gosh, I don't know, I was just on like on autopilot or something. I just saw, oh, he's dragon type. So frost or ice damage was definitely going to be what we need. Now, completely ignoring or forgetting the fact that he's also fire. So fire is strong against ice. So no bueno when he does his shift change or his phase change. So we're gonna go with a Yormantide and Anubis build. That'll be for the second army that we're gonna breed. Because I don't think this will hold up, as we were discussing yesterday on stream, that I don't think it's going to hold up, the Frost Stallion army, in comparison to if we built a stronger army in general. That's what we're going to do. We're going to finish this one just so we can beat Ryu normal, because I told the boys that tonight we are doing Blasmet Ryu, so I have to have an army ready for that. We're definitely not gonna go in with the Yormantide army like we did last time and get smoked again, so that's not on the agenda. We also have to, oh, I need to get, oh, four, yeah, no, actually, I still have enough time. We need to condense these up, and we need to get the top floor hatching goblins, so we can, because we're gonna go with the goblin party approach. So a little bit to do, and we got time. It's only 1 o'clock. I know at some point I had to go meet up with the missus for a couple hours. And then we'll meet up with the boys and we'll stream the Ryu fight. See how that goes, because I think it'll still be, I think it works for maybe this first normal version of Ryu. I think we might be okay. But yeah, the fact that like fire, that army is just going to go down too quick. Maybe not quick enough. Like, I think I have enough fodder built up with the second and third page. But yeah, like, it's definitely going to be a lot harder, because they're going to be dying a lot faster than if I use something that doesn't have that problem where they're going to be weak against them and they're going to be strong against, or Blasma will be strong. But yeah, I'm not even paying passives, nothing like that matter, because we're already way past that stage. I was lucky with this one because I kept 2 of my breeding pals, so I was able to get 4 passives. And these guys have okay IVs, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go double check the army. They vary. Some have really good attacks, some have average. We got a good wide range of IVs. I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference. So we're gonna get to level up old Bella today. Oh yeah. We're gonna go. We'll do the farming for the stout fruit later. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll just get a. Oh, yeah, they only drop from the raid bosses, so maybe we'll do a Bellanoir kill or two just to get a couple of them. Maybe we'll get lucky and get what we need. All right, that's not all. Wait, did I go all the way to the top? I went all the way to the top. Wait. Nope, we did not get all of them. How did I miss it? So we'll get all these done. Oh, I probably stopped right there and it didn't even come up. Let's go condensing. We're right here. And then we'll go open. Let's go to the army. Do I want to finish? I think I want to finish this page because I want to get. No, I need to make this page strong first. Let's do that. Let's complete. One, two, three. Even though those lock icons are there, I still am second guessing myself. Okay, so let's just rank this guy all the way up. I wish you could like hold down and like slide across, like and like select all of them or something. That would be sweet. Or like a little button right here, select all. Oh, there we go. Begin condensation. Perfect. And we'll move on to the second one. I'm not even going to look at any of these if they have perfect passives or nothing. I ain't looking. I'm not going to debate myself into being like, oh my God, and then waste a ton of time. What if I can sub this one in here? Like, oh, which one's better? And then try to min-max this page. Screw that. If they're going to be as good as they are, and they're all going to be ranked for, so. And then we still have to freaking level these guys up. I'm gonna have to ask the boys to help me with that, I think. That is for sure. It doesn't take long, and if we're all running around doing it. Okay, sweet. So all those are done. More eggs. I need more eggs. Well, I'm already on for 3 hours. Wait a sec. Hey. What do you think you're doing? What did you guys get aggroed from way over there? Uh-oh. Let's run. No way. That's hilarious. You open these ones? Wait, when did I open these ones? Oh yeah, that's why I had. Oh yeah, that's right. I set all these eggs and then I opened them straight down and then yeah, I only had the last 2 floors. Okay, sweet. So let's get all these eggs out. I don't have any. Wait. Woosa. Heck yeah, we have yet to put any stat points into weight. We're already at 2,200. That's awesome. It's the best way to do it. Let me go. Okay. Wait, those guys working? What did I do? I'm like, why is there no eggs here? How did I put two males together? What? Well, that's what happens when you're not paying attention. Oh, it's because I went... Wait, aren't all these guys female? Oh, no, this is... Oh, okay. I do not want to have a whole bunch of attack Anubis with frickin' 35 attack. I don't need, yeah, we're gonna not put these two together, and we're gonna wait. There's that one. That one. Okay, so we don't have one quite yet. Let's take a moment to see if there's any other crossbreeding that we can do. We're still going to wait for nighttime and find, because we do have that blank. But let's see if we can find something else. Gobfin with an Anubis. I mean, Gobfin with a Shadowbeak or a Suzaku. Wait a second. Where's my Shadowbeaks? Where's this? Here we go. Okay, so now Gobfin and Shadowbeak. Have any blank? I have a male and a female with blank. Oh, okay. So I want attack. So I want a male. I don't care about his freaking. I don't. Okay, so we're gonna do that instead. Holy, way to almost screw that up, bro. How are you this slow? How did you make it past grade school? You idiot. Because we don't need to pass Dark Wisp, so that doesn't play a factor. We just need the passives, the pass from passives and IVs, pass from Shadowbeak. All right. Thank God I kept these two. So after I messed up the Shadowbeak breed, where I ended up with 0 on defense, I tried to fix them through breeding with the ones that I had, and it just was like it just was not working out. So I eventually gave up with that, and I just bred them, or just started breeding, trying to get high IVs and the 4 passes on. And I remember I got these two, but I was like, but neither one of them have or Dark Wisp. And then it was like, oh, so I was like, the only way. So now from time to time, I'll pair Shadow with the female right here in hopes that Dark Wisp will pass with all the with everything, and just I'll get lucky one day. Oh, Shadow, he's broken. That's where discipline will get you. If you have bad discipline, when breeding, you'll end up with a Shadowbeak with 0 freaking defense, and you have given up or put on hold the rest of the breed. Because I did the other half to try to get to the point where I could fix it and didn't do it. So, discipline, boys. Number one in the game. So Bellanoir, I'm so happy though that Bellanoir is done. That was, I was going loopy. You know what? I freaking did not celebrate. Oh no, I did celebrate with by smoking a beat when I hit the first Bellanoir, but I did not celebrate the Bellanoir that we hatched today with that's alpha now, which is epic. So we got these two here. These will hopefully hatch a bunch of Anubis with high attack and mediocre HP and defense. And hopefully a passive, or hopefully a perfect looking. Or we'll get lucky and we'll breed out an Anubis with Legend Hooligan and an Anubis with Musclehead Ferocious, or some combination of the two. Because this is definitely, it's going to still breed this down. We're going to get a whole bunch with just 3 passives, a whole bunch with 2 passives, and a whole bunch with singles. Yo, King, what is up, my dude? Good afternoon. Check it out. We got the Alpha Pal in the first 20 that we hatched this morning from that pen that we left. So it's all done. All I have to do is get the power fruit, but yeah. And we just, oh man, I was just working on the army for tonight. So I'm crossbreeding this Shadow Beak with this Gobfin, so I can get I want to skip the passive farming stage, and I'm just gonna crossbreed it over the best I can with these 4. And check it out, we got, I'm gonna go with 3 pages. This will be the page I'm gonna rank these up to rank 4. I already got 1 done. I'm gonna get all these rank 4 today. And then this page, maybe rank 2 if I'm lucky, and rank 2 on this page. These will be like the cannon fodder for when the main page starts to die, just to kind of throw it until second phase. And then whatever I make, I'm going to have 1 page of perfects and then a backup page. So 2 pages of Anubis will be hopefully the game plan here for this army. So let's that's okay. Let me, oh, because there are so many eggs to hatch. Where am I? Let's put them right here. Even though I love my Gale Claw, we need the carrying capacity for as many eggs as we need. Yeah, for Blasma Ryu. It's just for the normal. I'm definitely, after I have these guys all boosted up, I'm gonna decide on which crossbreed to go with, but I'm gonna crossbreed for the Yormantide. You're right. It's definitely, I don't want to put all the work in for then Ultimate Ride to just destroy the Frost Stallion. I know that they'll just keep dropping like flies in that first phase, and I'll run out of them so much faster than if I use the Yormantides. And the Yormantides will definitely last a little bit longer, and it'll just be a better army overall. Because I was thinking after the stream, and I was like, man, 1000%. I was just like, good Lord. So we're gonna get these out, and then we're gonna go to the other base. It's last night after the stream, after I came back from dealing with the old girlfriend, not dealing, hanging out. But she had to go do some errands and stuff, and so I had to pick her up and take her to do stuff. But after we did that, and I got home, I managed to finish the breeding farm, the second breeding farm, and I got it going with 1 pen of Gobfin and the rest are Frost Stallions, so we can get this completed. I think we can get this full page of rank. I don't know if we can get the rest of them at rank 2, because at some point I have to drop the capacity for these eggs from the amount of pens that I'm using right now to accommodate for breeding the Anubis. Because if I don't have the Anubis, then like, what's the point, right? Oh, crap. Yeah, he'll just start dropping. He'll just, as soon as he starts thunderclapping, they'll just start dropping like flies. And then that's going to take me away from doing damage. And the Yormantines will hang out longer before they start dropping. So I won't have to be running all the time. I'm just going to start putting these, right? So that'll give me more uptime on Chillet, just shooting a bunch of homing rockets. Another thing, I gotta make some homing rocket ammo. I ran out a little while ago because I was going I was going crazy with the homing rocket. It's actually so much fun, dude. I was using it to level up the Yormantide army. Running and just shooting it in random directions and just watching missiles go and just like kill random pals and different, just like, oh, bunch of levels right there. My Gale Claw is so much better. I have a freaking purple one too. I forget how noticeable it is, the Gale Claw, or even any of the pals that are gliders in comparison to this one. Yeah, Azeroth, not Chillet, because that Chillet would have been for Bellanoir. I got man, I was going a little loopy yesterday with through the Bellanoir thing. My brain's probably hasn't recovered yet. Jesus. I'm so glad that's over, and I got all my conclusions down on the video earlier so that I can work on the script. I think I might not even get a chance to work on the script until before I go to bed. But I'm gonna get that. Oh yeah, it's this one. Hopefully I'll get the video done. Hopefully by Saturday. If I really give her. Thank goodness for crossbreeding though. Because if not, this Anubis would have been so hard. I messed up at the beginning. I looked at the breeding calculator and I was like, oh, I can use Helzifer and what was it? I was gonna use Helzifer and Loopman because I have a blank. I found a blank in my thing, and I also have a couple Helzifers that are 4 passives, 4 attack passives. And so I was like, oh, that's awesome. But the problem was that they were both males. So I ended up putting 2 males together, not realizing it, thinking that, and ended up not working out. So I ended up having to alternate it up, and I threw Gobfin in that Shadow Beacon there. I don't think it'll work the same. And actually, those had better passives than the Loop Moon and Loot Moon, and the Helsifer hat anyway, so win-win. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure my Helsifer has Legend, so it ends up being a better set of 4 passive. Yeah, and then crossbreeding really helped with this one too. Crossbreeding is going to help with the Yorman test. Actually, crossbreeding is definitely, I think I might do a video. Yeah, you know what? I might do a video. I usually do like I have like a series that I kind of started was like either 3 mistakes or 3 tips or 3 something, right? But I think maybe crossbreeding might be just might be a video that it needs its own attention on its own. I might do just like crossbreeding because it is so crucial. Like, that's why I keep all these random pals outside, like, they're just, like, random, that have good random perks. Some of these pals have such crazy combos that you can just, leapfrog all the way back up. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, you know what? Okay, the legendary schematics. Yes, that is so boring. I'm lucky with the dedicated server. I was able to, what I did was I reduced the day night cycle by 50%. So day and night was going by so fast because it was at the time. I think they've changed it now where it's like based on real life time, but at a time in the early patches it was where you could increase the time that the legendaries would spawn because it was based on the day night cycle, right? So like they would spawn like every, I think you get like a spawn every, once or twice every day. I forget what it was, but either way, I could literally kill a jet dragon, just move out of the way for a little bit, wait like 3 to 5 minutes, and then it would come up. And even with that method, and I farmed the legendary. Oh, oh my god, I forgot I lost that too. The one thing, I'm lucky that the first legendary that I got was the rocket, and then I got the assault rifle, and then I have a bunch of legendary patterns. And I had at one point the legendary frost one. So I went around and got them all with that method. I had the cold resistant palmetto schematic. And I lost that when my server crashed. But yeah, that was so boring. Yeah, they took it out at some point. I don't know which patch it was, but at that point I had already gotten everything, so I stopped doing that. I put the day and night cycle back to normal because it was really jarring actually. Because like it's like the day, it was like the day and night cycle was changing so often. I was like, holy shit! Oh, hold on a second. Oh yeah. So yeah, it was really hard psychologically, I guess maybe you could say. It was rough. But I need to I got some stuff getting dropped off here. I need a quick break. Let me throw let's throw some. We were doing Zelda lo-fi last time. Let's do Mario lo-fi this time. Oh, no. All right, boys. I'll be right back. Yeah, 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 that's the one thing that sucked, is like nothing got done, nothing got produced, nothing got farmed. It never completed anything. But yeah, give me a minute here. I just got to do this real quick. I'll be like 5-10 minutes, and then I'll be right back. Got my buddy showing up, dropping off a bunch of stuff. I'll be right back. Holy moly. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, that got so wet. It's raining outside too. I'm gonna let that dry before I scan it. All right. What is going on, guys? Hopefully you guys didn't get any commercials when I was gone. It was weird. That guy's got 158 subscribers. Hopefully he doesn't have that video monetized. All right, boys. We hatch eggs and we condense. Oh, we wait for nighttime cycle. Is it nighttime? Because we want to try to get a second base or second pen going for the Anubis. Even though we got we got a really good one. Oh, nice. Woo! My girlfriend wants me to pick her up in a little bit here, and she wants to go to the Humane Society to adopt a cat. She just got her own apartment that allows for pets, and she's like, I need a cat. I'm like, but we already have 2 dogs. Like, I have 2 dogs in my house that are basically ours. And she's like, but I want a cat at my house. I'm like, oh my women. No, but the ones that she chose are super cute, so I'm gonna have to end the stream in a little bit here, but then I'll be back in like an hour or 2 after that, because then she's got to go do to work and do all that fun stuff, and then I gotta be on freaking double time, dude. I need, oh, you know what's gonna make more time? What's gonna waste more time? Me sitting here hatching. What is the, I need to get all these eggs out of these pens so they can start breeding again. I need to start just putting them in chests. That's what I'm going to do instead, actually. Let's do that, because we have a ton of eggs at the other base that we haven't done anything with. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's go to the other breeding farm, get all those eggs, because they're not doing anything. These are just, they're stuck not breeding. Oh, tell me, yeah, what'd you find? Oh, sick. So that means, well, that makes sense. Of course, Jormungand Ignis wasn't going to be the only pal that would be able to, that would have an additional breeding combo added, because Frost Stallion was locked out as well, right? So I'm pretty sure to get a Frost Stallion, you could only breed Frost Stallion with Frost Stallion, and then the only other path that it had is that you could breed Frost Stallion Noct with. But it was kind of one of those unique where it was like, there's only those 2 that you can actually breed with. But now with this new update, it's got more paths, eh? I need to look at that, because that sounds super interesting. I'm so glad that I spent the time and kept a lot of my breeding pals, even though I lost them in the server crash of 2024. Yeah, and then, yeah, Legend does come on Frost Stallion too, so it's a good, another pal that we can use to breed with. Those ones I should get to the base one again. Did you see any combos? We'll knock them definitely for sure, because some people, well, I don't know. Nockland has such a low HP rate for its level, which kind of leads me to believe that when the game launches, or there's going to be another expansion where we're going to get more pals, because it's got like a low HP, like what the heck? And I have no freaking spheres. No way. Well, probably not. I have tons of lucky anyways, but that sucks. Yes. Yeah. The Sanctuary Pals, yeah, they're... Grisbolt is huge for what you can breed with. Azarobe's definitely there. Yeah, Petalia. Yeah, Petalia is the one that I used. I was like, why do I have a fully maxed out Petalia? I was thinking to myself, I'm like, when did I do this? When I was messing around with this? And I was like, I have a male and female of these. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, it's because I use Petalia to get up to Lylene. I don't even know if that combo even exists anymore. But yeah, that's so true. That first island has the second and the third island. They're more like top end pals, so you can kind of skip the whole breeding process. You can catch like an Astagon up there, Yormantide Ignis, of course. Orzurk is over there, Quivern. What do we usually see up there? On the opposite side, we got the Lylene. Yeah, it kind of allows you to kind of skip for those that don't want to actually breed. But then you kind of get, like, if you don't ever breed, you kind of get pigeonholed into like that, like, attack power and that like 500 to like 800. At that point, like, you ain't beating nothing. So if you're not breeding, you ain't taking any of the end game content out. Unless you got extremely lucky one day and got like caught a pal that just happened to have 4 passives with high IVs. But that would be so rare. If anybody were to ever catch that, now that would be the luckiest catch ever. Definitely got a bunch of 2-perkers to get these eggs out. Then we're gonna freaking smoke a bee for the celebration that we got Bellanoir done. I'm so glad that and then the freaking the alpha hatched this morning, and it was like really, really quick, and I was like, oh my, thank goodness. We don't have to go through that nightmare again. Just waiting and waiting. Oh. Jeez. I gotta make sure that these guys are all breeding. I should have done that early. We should have had at least 3 rounds of them. But I was like, I gotta get this hatched. I gotta get my conclusions and my thoughts out. So I have stuff to go over for the video. But yeah, last night after that, I finished this. And then I got another one up here. This floor didn't really work out the greatest. I'm gonna have to rebuild a corner or something, or rethink my ramp. But yeah. Penking and Bushy is the one that I used. Azrobe and Vanworm. Azerobian Van. Cool. That has to be one of the new combos. I don't ever remember. Anubis is the man, though. I can't wait to see him battling Ryu. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Oh, what am I doing? Did I miss a night cycle? Crap. I was in a night cycle. I didn't go to. That's when I saw that freaking lucky. I'm a dumbass. Forgot. Well, it's. I'll just keep this there, and we'll just make copies with, or we'll set up pens with the offspring of this one. Yeah, and Penking and Bushy was the way that I got him the first time. I think that's what most people put in their like suggestion videos and stuff too. I want to crossbreed my water mount Yormantide to some other mounts. Let me see. Oh, I've never taken the time to breed a speed jet dragon, because he's so fast already. I never was like, oh my god, I need that extra whatever percent that you get, like 35 or whatever. Like, oh, if this PAL feels so broken without it. I never noticed. Well, I never cared. But now that I have lightning, I kind of want to leverage him to make a really quick mount. Jet Dragon is definitely the first one to come to mind. Because why not? Oop. Let's see what I can cross with. Yeah, Lylene is going to be another one. That's going to be in the same boat, 100%. You know what? It can't be that bad. It can't be as bad as Bellanoir, though. It cannot, because I did breed up Lylene at one point. I had the first time around when my first kind of like foray into like ranking everything up and breeding things specifically for what they were. I bred Lylene. I had 4 Lylene maxed out for work. I had 4 Anubis and then 4 Blasphemous. 2 Yormantide Ignis for cooking, and then 2 watering Yormantide. All of them 4 passes, all rank 4. Then when my server crashed, I lost. I went back some in that progression, and I didn't have any. I lost all my rank 4s, and it was like I was in the middle of. It brought me back to when I was in the middle of breeding out Anubis and Blasphemous. So I had to finish that off, and I hadn't technically started, even though I had already did it because I had lost the progress. I was at the point where I hadn't started Yormantide or Ignis either. So now I'm pretty sure I got 12 of everything. 12 Anubis, 12 Blasphemous, and then I went 6 Yormantide Ignis, 6 Yormantide, and they're all ranked 4. But I bred Lightning. Where's Lightning? He's just the same as this alt mount, but he's got Swift Runner, Legend, Nimble, and I want to crossbreed him into something else. I wonder if there's a path now to Jet Dragon using Yormantide.
Find your perfect escape during the Hyundai.
Come on. But you know, it did only take me 3 days, dude. I know that like I have a little bit more time than most, or there were like 3 8-hour days of just like gaming and kind of like coming and going from my computer and just to like hatch eggs and stuff like that when I was doing other stuff. But like, yeah, I don't think it like a week, maybe if you take it like slack, maybe it might take that long. I don't think it'll be as bad as I made it seem. Don't get me wrong, if it did suck, you were there, but if you want to be, I guess, objective or honest, it really isn't that bad, because really 3 days of just hardcore breeding could have been a lot worse. But oh yeah, Jet Dragon. Oh, whoa. Out of all the, Jet Dragon didn't get a new breeding combo. Wow, okay. See, Grisbold's actually classified an epic type POW, even though he is technically like a level. He spawns what, level 15 on the island, level 20. No wonder he has such good breeding path. Okay, what can I make? What would I run around that I would want faster? Oh crap, I need to make sure all these eggs are done because I'm gonna have to go pick up my girlfriend in like 5 or 10 minutes. Did I get all these? I know we got the ones at the other base, right? I think we got the ones at the other base. These guys are breeding out. Got these ones. As long as they're off. Yeah, good. I think we got all the eggs. No, well, kind of, sort of, because you can, because what I did with, so like, what you can do is, you breed it down, right? So like, you can't get like, aside from the bosses, like the actual, like that you can't catch anymore, but aside from those, when you mix it with like a chickpea or a lamb ball, like a chickpea will come out. Whatever that you're using, that will come out, right? So that doesn't happen with any other POW though. Like if you take like a jet rag and you breed it with a here, I'll pull it up. Jet dragon with a lamb ball, it'll give you a Petalia, right? Once you have Petalia with Legend, you can then pass that up, right? So you would then take Petalia and you go, okay, so I need to get to, let's say I want, just think of a random pal that I want. So Petalia, let's say I want to make a Menacing Terra, right? Does Petalia have, is Petalia in there? Let's see. Let's look for something that might work. Let's first. Menacing Terra. There he is. Oh, he only got two. That's a bad example. What about a Shroomer? Let's say for some reason you want to make the best Shroomer in the world, right? Is Petalia on here as one of the breeding paths? Tansy. Ursula. This actually might be a good example. Let's make sure it doesn't have it first. Petalia is not, I think. Oh, come on, it's looking at, list is long. Hold on a sec. Oh no, Petalia is on this list. Petalia, so that yeah, Petalia then with Blaze Howl Knock will then give you a Shroomer, right? And then you can pass it upwards that way. If that makes sense. So like, but like there's situations where like, let's say, I'm trying to think of let's do Jet Dragon, right? I need the other one. Need to find a pal in which, but let's say Petalia wasn't on that list, right? I was, but Yormintide doesn't have they didn't, I assumed because Yormintide was locked like Frost Stallion as well as Yormintide Ignis, they may have added one or two breeding paths. Because like before, Yormintide Ignis, you could only breed it with itself. Now, Yormintide Ignis, you can breed a Yormintide with a Blaze Howl to get Yormintide Ignis, right? So I assumed, like, because when you said Frost Stallion, because Frost Stallion used to only have, wait, what the? I thought you said we could breed different paths with Frost Stallion now. I may have misunderstood. Frostallion Hausifer gives you Frostallion Knock. Maybe not all of them. I think I misunderstood. But yeah, you can breed up and down. Yeah, it's just a little bit more difficult. The ones that are the ones that are locked are the only ones that really can't. You can't do it. So you're kind of only you're kind of only locked to the passives that just naturally spawn for everybody, right? So, which kind of sucks because who wants that? I think we got everything, and I'm pretty sure my girlfriend is about to call. But yeah, I'm gonna be just a couple hours. I will be back to farm these Frost Stallions. I will catch you in a little bit. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I definitely misunderstood you. Yeah, sorry. Oh, and then yeah. Yes, definitely. Now when you say it that way, now I get it. Yeah, because then you can't breed up that way because there's no paths. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna be out for a little bit. I will catch you guys in a little bit. Maybe around like 4 or 5 my time, which is Eastern time. And then I'll be on for the majority of the night. And and probably the end of the stream, I'll probably just be working on and gathering and storyboarding my video. So yes, you guys are on, we'll hang out. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out, man. It's so much fun having someone to talk to, and while I'm hanging out and breeding and kind of throwing ideas back and forth.